Alright, hello. I know I've been gone for a while, but I decided to build a pirate deck. And I've seen a lot of people online build the pirate deck with like dangers and all that, but I prefer not to do that because it's a water deck and I'm obsessed with frogs. So this is my version of the deck. Three Whitebeards and three Redbeards. I don't have my third Redbeard. It's coming in. I just don't have it right now. But you have to play three of each of those because they're the only Plunder Patrols like that exist. And then we have three Swap Frogs, two Dupe Frogs, and two Ronatons. A slightly smaller engine because you're not really focused too much on the frogs. It's mostly pirate cards. That's all you really want to have most of the time. That's it for the monsters. No dangers. We're not going to do those. For my spells, we have three of the field spell because you literally have to max out on every single copy of a Plunder Patrol card because their Exceed and their Synchro require them. One Terraforming because it gets to the field spell and the field spell gets to the monsters and you have to have a monster at all times. Two Mystic Mine because it's a very slow deck and sometimes you just need to tell your opponent to end their turn. Three Super Polys because you have the space in the extra deck and this card just breaks boards for free. Two Twin Twister because back row decks exist and you don't want to get blown out by a random main deck. There can only be one and be sad. Monster Reborn because it's good, and Pot of Avarice because you need to put your Plunder Patrols back into the deck as many times as possible because you don't have that many. And it draws two cards. That's always good. Three of the Trap card because, well, it's called the Haunted every turn and it also changes the attribute of everything your opponent has. And again, it's a Plunder Patrol card. You have to play three copies of all of them. And my trap lineup is like three Judgments because no. Three Warnings because no. And two Strikes because if I can't have monsters, neither can you. Two Rivalry. I know I play Fiends and Aquas, but it's either I play only Plunders while this is up or I play only Frogs while this is up. And either way, they're probably better than most things that your opponent is putting up on the board. You can't play Gozen because the Plunder Patrol extra deck is all over the place with attributes. One Jar of Avarice because I need to put all my Plunder Patrol spells, traps, and monsters back into the deck, and it draws me a card. And then one Metaverse because Mystic Mine is a good card when your opponent doesn't see it coming, and being able to do that on your opponent's turn just stalls them long enough for you to draw pirates. For the extra deck, we have three Blackbeards. He draws a card, he's easy to make, and he allows me to open up zones in the bottom left, bottom right. That's all he really needs to do. And he has Plunder Patrol in his name. Let's see. One Coral Anemone, because random Monster Reborns from your extra deck can be very useful. One Starboy, because everything in your main deck is water. Why not get a little boost? And if this dies, you can put a Plunder Patrol back into your hand. And having Plunder Patrols in your hand is the main purpose of this deck. It's supposed to be a Bull Sword, but I can't find my Bull Sword. So there's a Bull Load in its place. Doesn't really matter what this last card is. It very rarely ever gets made. But sometimes you just need a Bull Sword people for game. Now we have Exceeds. We have two of the Black Ship. Banishes monsters. And we have two Toads because he's Toad and I'm obsessed with frogs, so I put him in here. For the Synchros, we have two of the ship because he pops back row and he's also the game ender. He's 2500 and makes all your fiends bigger. And it's just a free. And then we have Bryonic because it can potentially clear boards and you don't care. And then we have the two fusions for your Super Poly targets, Mud Dragon and Starving Venom. I believe Mud Dragon is very underrated, and I put it in pretty much most of my decks. And that's the list, guys. Tell me how you like it, and hopefully when this deck gets more support, I'll be able to have an update, because we really just need names. Have a nice one.